And the frustration didn't stop there. As more fans rewatched the episodes, frame by frame, scene by scene, they became even more convinced that this wasn't just a minor oversight. Viewers began posting side-by-side screenshots, pointing out exactly when Sophie had the glove and exactly when it vanished. Online threads dissected every moment she packed her belongings, every time she entered a new location, every shot of her hands. And still, there was no logical explanation. For a fandom known for its dedication, this became a full-blown investigation. People weren't just watching Bridgerton anymore. They were auditing it. What made it even more frustrating was how perfectly the glove fit into the show's larger themes. Bridgerton has always been about hidden identities, secret desires, and love found under impossible circumstances. Sophie's glove wasn't random. It was a metaphor. It represented the life she couldn't live, the woman she pretended to be, the connection she feared losing. So when it disappeared without meaning, fans felt like something sacred had been mishandled. It was like setting up an emotional bomb and never letting it explode. Some longtime viewers even started comparing this mistake to past seasons. In earlier installments, Bridgerton was praised for its attention to detail. Costumes, props, continuity, subtle callbacks. Everything felt intentional. But now, Season 4 was being accused of slipping, of prioritizing speed over precision, of focusing more on flashy moments than coherent storytelling. And once that idea took hold, fans began questioning other scenes too. What else did we miss? Became the new mindset. Behind the scenes, speculation grew louder. Some fans believe entire subplots were cut to shorten the season. Others think streaming pressure forced editors to rush post-production. There are even rumors suggesting that early test audiences noticed pacing issues, leading to last-minute changes. If true, the glove storyline may have been a casualty of those edits, a victim of decisions made in the editing room. But until someone confirms it, it remains another mystery buried in Netflix's vault. Meanwhile, the cast has remained quiet. No interviews have addressed the issue. No social media hints. No playful responses. Usually, when fans obsess over something like this, actors or creators drop subtle clues. But this time, nothing. And that silence has only made the situation more uncomfortable. Some viewers see it as avoidance. Others see it as proof that there is no explanation at all. And here's the part that hurts most for dedicated fans. Many of them aren't angry because of the mistake. They're disappointed because they care. They've invested years into these characters, into Benedict's journey, into Sophie's struggle, into this love story. So when something feels sloppy, it feels personal. It feels like the show didn't care as much as they did. And for a fandom built on passion, that stings. As Part 2 approaches, expectations are higher than ever. Some fans are hopeful that the writers will surprise everyone. Maybe the glove will reappear. Maybe it will become a plot device later. Maybe Benedict will finally learn the truth through it. And if that happens, this entire controversy could flip overnight. What once looked like a mistake could become a clever long-term setup. But if it doesn't? If the glove is never mentioned again? Then this will go down as one of Bridgerton's most infamous slip-ups, because in the end, this story isn't really about a glove. It's about trust. Trust between creators and viewers. Trust that every detail matters. Trust that emotional setups will be honored. When that trust breaks, even slightly, fans notice. They remember. And they talk about it for years. So now, all eyes are on what comes next. Will Bridgerton redeem itself? Or will this mystery remain unsolved forever? One thing is certain, viewers won't forget. And neither will the internet. And as the days passed, the controversy didn't fade. It grew. More reaction videos appeared. More fan essays were posted. More long threads dissected every possible explanation. Some viewers even went back to Julia Quinn's original novel, An Offer from a Gentleman, searching for clues. In the book, Sophie's belongings and identity markers are handled more carefully. Nothing important simply vanishes. So when fans compared the source material to the Netflix version, the disappointment deepened. Many started asking the same question: why change something that already worked? For some, this became part of a larger conversation about how modern streaming shows are made. In the race to release content faster, details sometimes get lost. Scripts are rewritten late. Scenes are cut at the last minute. Editors are forced to make impossible choices. And when that happens, emotional logic can suffer. Viewers began wondering if Bridgerton had finally fallen into that trap. A victim of its own success. Too big, too fast, too rushed. What's even more ironic is that the glove was meant to be unforgettable. It was introduced with care, framed beautifully, shot like a fairy tale object. Soft lighting, slow motion, romantic music. The camera lingered on it. The audience was trained to remember it. So when it vanished, it felt like betrayal. Like being told to care deeply about something, and then being punished for caring. Some fans started joking about it. Memes spread across Twitter and TikTok. Photos of random gloves in public places were captioned, "Found Sophie's glove." Others edited scenes to add the glove back digitally, turning frustration into humor. But behind the jokes, the disappointment remained real. Humor became a coping mechanism for a storyline that never paid off. At the same time, newer viewers who binged the season quickly were often confused by the outrage. "It's just a glove," some said. But longtime fans pushed back. They explained that it wasn't about the object. It was about narrative discipline, about respecting the audience's intelligence, about following through. In a show built on emotional breadcrumbs, every breadcrumb matters. There's also another theory quietly circulating. Some fans believe the glove storyline was originally meant to continue in part 2. Perhaps Sophie was supposed to retrieve it. Perhaps Benedict was meant to recognize it later. But if that's true, then the pacing of part 1 made it feel unfinished. Incomplete. Like reading half a chapter and being told to wait months for the rest. If part 2 doesn't deliver on that setup, this theory will collapse completely. And then there's the pressure on the writers. Bridgerton isn't just a show anymore. It's a global franchise. Merchandise. Spin-offs. Events. Partnerships. Expectations are enormous. Every season has to top the last. Every storyline has to go viral. And in that environment, small emotional details can get overshadowed by big dramatic moments. Lavish balls. Steamy scenes. Shocking twists. Sometimes, subtle storytelling loses the battle, yet, ironically, it's the subtle things fans remember most. Years from now, people might not remember every dance or every argument, but they will remember the missing glove. It will become part of Bridgerton lore. A reference longtime fans used to test who's really been paying attention. "Do you remember the glove?" will become shorthand for, "Were you there when season 4 broke the internet?" And for Benedict and Sophie's love story, that's unfortunate. Because their romance is supposed to be one of the most emotional in the entire series. A story about class barriers, hidden identities, forbidden love, second chances. It deserved perfection. It deserved care. It deserved closure. Instead, it got distracted by a mystery no one asked for. Now, as viewers wait for the next episodes, emotions are mixed. Hope. Skepticism, curiosity, fear. Some are ready to forgive if the writers fix it. Others are already bracing for disappointment. And many are watching more closely than ever before, determined not to miss a single detail again. Because Bridgerton fans have learned something from this. They're watching now. Every prop, every costume, every line, every background detail. Nothing is safe from scrutiny anymore. And in a way, that might be the glove's real legacy. It turned casual viewers into detectives. It reminded creators that nothing goes unnoticed. And it proved that even the smallest mistake can shake an entire fandom. So whether part 2 redeems this storyline or not, one thing is certain. This wasn't just a plot hole. It was a wake-up call, and that wake-up call didn't just affect the viewers. Quietly, it began to reshape how people talked about Bridgerton as a whole. Entertainment blogs started referencing the glove incident whenever discussing season 4. Critics who once focused only on romance and visuals now included continuity in their reviews. Even casual fans, who usually watched for escapism, began noticing flaws they might have ignored before. The illusion of perfection had cracked. And once that happens, it's almost impossible to restore completely. Some industry insiders have hinted, without naming names, that big streaming shows often suffer from assembly line storytelling. Multiple writers, multiple editors, multiple production teams, different units filming at different times. When everything finally comes together, small inconsistencies slip through. A prop appears. A prop disappears. A storyline gets trimmed. Another gets stretched. And suddenly, something meaningful becomes meaningless. If that's what happened here, the glove wasn't forgotten out of carelessness. It was lost in the chaos, but fans don't judge intent. They judge results. And the result was confusion. What made it worse was how emotionally invested viewers had become in Sophie's journey. She isn't just a love interest. She represents resilience, survival, quiet strength. She grows up neglected, treated as less than human, forced to hide who she is. That glove symbolized her one night of freedom, one night where she mattered, one night where she was chosen. So when it vanished, it felt like her story was diminished, like her struggles were brushed aside for convenience. Many fans began expressing concern that Sophie's character was being rushed, that her development was being sacrificed for pacing, that moments meant to define her were being shortened or skipped. And the glove became evidence, a visual reminder that her arc might not be receiving the depth it deserved. Whether that's true or not, perception matters. And perception was shifting. Meanwhile, the fandom split into two camps. One side said, relax. It's not that deep. The other said, it is that deep. That's why we watch. Debates broke out in comment sections. Reaction channels argued about it. Some accused critics of nitpicking. Others accused defenders of settling for mediocrity. What started as a simple question, where did the glove go, turned into a full conversation about storytelling standards in modern television. And strangely enough, that conversation gave Bridgerton even more attention. Searches spiked. Clips resurfaced. Old scenes went viral again. People who hadn't watched season 4 suddenly tuned in just to see the mistake. In a twisted way, the plot hole became free marketing. Netflix never planned it. The writers never wanted it. But controversy sells. And the missing glove became part of the show's identity. Still, for loyal fans, that wasn't comforting. They didn't want memes. They didn't want debates. They wanted answers. They wanted acknowledgement. Even a simple line in an interview, yes, that was a mistake, would have eased the tension. Even a joke about it would have helped. But the silence continued. And silence, in fandom culture, feels like dismissal. As the release date for Part 2 crept closer, expectations became almost unbearable. Trailers were analyzed for clues. Still shots were zoomed in on. People searched for gloves in background scenes like detectives hunting evidence. Is that it? Wait, rewind. Look at her hand. Every frame became suspect. Some fans even joked that if the glove reappeared, they would scream louder than during any romantic scene. That's how powerful this had become. A missing accessory had hijacked the emotional focus of an entire season. And yet, there is still hope. Hope that the writers were playing a long game. Hope that a reveal is coming. Hope that everything will make sense in hindsight. Hope that this isn't a mistake, but a misdirection. Because if Bridgerton manages to turn this around, it could become legendary. A moment everyone doubted, that later made sense. A risky choice that paid off. A reminder that patience matters. But if it doesn't, then the glove will live forever as a warning. A reminder that in a story built on romance, mystery, and destiny, even the smallest thread can unravel everything. And fans will be watching closely,